This is the KOA Journey. I chose it as its convenience to Mitchell, about 3 miles out of town. It's a fairly nice little place. They have some trees around here because it's mostly flat on this side of South Dakota. A lot of cattle and farming. But the large trees here and very pretty. Kind of cold and some snow off and on and some rain off and on. But other than that, it's nice. And we're pulling up to Signet, my 13-foot scamp. Hello, today I wanted to talk a little bit about why I came to South Dakota. The main reason is to change my domicile or my residency. For RVing, there are 3 states, maybe 4, that are conducive to our full-time RVing. Florida, Texas, Nevada, and South Dakota. I think through my research that the best for me anyway is South Dakota. You only have to stay 1 night to be a resident, and the process is fairly simple, which I'll go through here, at least for this part. Here in Minnehaha County, which is where Sioux Falls is where I got my titles and registration. Before I came to South Dakota, during the past summer, I had already received or purchased a address for this state through Your Best Address, and it also does a mail service. And with that, I established my residency address. So when I came here, I went to the county courthouse this morning, to the treasurer's office, and there was a huge line because it's not only vehicle registration, but it's property tax payment station, and there were a lot of people there to pay their property taxes as well. Even though there was a long line, I didn't have to wait much more than about a half an hour in order to get in. There were 7 stations available to do your work. So I got in after about a half an hour, and I had the application for my title and registrations already downloaded off the internet and filled out, and I had my Social Security card and driver's license ready, which they made copies of, and then they took my title, both titles, one for the Jeep and one for the Scamp, and they issued plates for the Jeep. And let's see, that was that total came to $56.27 for the title transfer and for the plate, good for a year, which I can redo online next year. And then they went to the Scamp, and she got everything almost done, and she said, "Oh, I need to have a weight." And I went, "Oh yeah, I forgot." And I had sent a year ago, I had sent to another place and sent a package with the weight in it, but they didn't send it back. So I had to leave. She gave me her card, and she said I could just break back in line. And so I had to leave. I went back to the campground and hooked up the camper and went to the nearest way station, which was Love's truck stop, and had the Jeep and trailer weighed, and then went back, dropped off the trailer again, and then went back to the courthouse or the treasurer's office, and they issued me my plate for that. So I had to wait about another 15 minutes in line for that, which wasn't bad. And that cost was $33.63. So that's less than $100 for the 2 license and title exchanges, and makes my vehicles legal in the state of South Dakota, and they are now licensed and titled here. It'll probably take about 6 weeks to get my titles in the mail, but that's not a big deal because I can drive without the titles in possession. Anyway, so I thought people might be interested in that. As far as getting a domicile in South Dakota, it was relatively easy, and I thought it would take longer with the COVID, but it was still fairly quick, and the people were really right on, had no problems with, I had all the forms, everything ready to go, and I had all the paperwork they needed. So it was just a matter of her filling everything out for the new titles and take my money. So that was it for today. Okay, so today, amongst the snow, I had my appointment at the driver license examiner station, and all went well. I had all my forms filled out, all the documents I needed were there, so everything went smoothly. It cost $28.50 for the driver's license, good for 5 years, and I can be all done for that for, well, 5 years. So it was a pretty painless operation. I had to wait about 20 minutes to get in because of the COVID thing, but other than that, it all went smoothly. So between that and the titles and registration, I'm quite pleased with how everything went. It does pay to have all of your research done ahead of time, especially having your residence address through some sort of address company, and I chose Your Best Address, and they're doing a good job for me so far. So with that, I'm going to be heading out tomorrow for warmer climates, and I'll talk to you more later.